Hello guys, this is Royal69501 and welcome to my channel. Well, the comic that I'm gonna display is Betty and Veronica, and the cover is done by Adam Hughes. Now check out this cover. Awesome cover. Sorry about the glare. Really, I always like his art style. Well, art style. Basically, his comic book covers. I always like his art style. It's really very surrealistic, I think it's called. So on this video, the other day I was, browsing around on my comic book program just to see what comic books that I have, or the comic books that I need to read, and so on and so forth. And I stumbled to this 3 issues miniseries, which I believe was published 2016 December. Actually, 2 years ago. It's gonna be this December is gonna be 2 years. And I did not read it because when that issue came, that was on December of 16, we are in 2018, so that came about 1 or 2 weeks. I think came out like a week before my surgery that I had on December of that same year. But I already pre-ordered the rest of them. So I never got the chance to read them. So I decided to read it and make a video about it. Actually, it's a 3-part, so this video is gonna be the first part. And I'm talking about Deadman, Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love. Now check out this cover. Awesome. Sorry about the glare. Check that out. And look at the back cover. And this is a prestige format. So each issue has like 2 comic books in one, because it has part 1 and part 2. So the story. Well, need my coffee. Although I'm not a big fan of Deadman, I never was, I have to say that this story is really good. It's done by Sarah Bond is the writer, Lan Medina is the illustrator, Jose Villagrubia, the color artist. I have to say that the color is really good, and Janice Chiang, the letter, and Stephanie Hans, the cover artist. Like the cover. So the thing is about the story. Well, it's what the title says. It's about Deadman and the mansion. You see, the thing is that when this couple arrived to this mansion, belonged to the guy's, I think was his guy's grandmother, and she died, and he got the mansion. So he goes there with his girlfriend. So when the story starts, we see like somebody, like a ghost. That just right there on the first page. I call this type like, this is a ghost love story. This is not an action-packed superhero knocking down buildings and you see cars flying around with laser beams and punching and kicking and biting and you name it. No. This is just a love story. Kind of. At least it starts to look that way. So there is not too many action here at all. So if you're expecting cars flying by and knocking down buildings like on Superman books and or the Justice League, well, no. So this couple arrived to the mansion. The thing is, so her, the protagonist, the one that you see on the cover, well, she have that special ability or special talent that she get to see and hear dead people. Yeah, just like the movie Sixth Sense, I see dead people. Well, same thing. The difference between the kid and this girl on the book is that the one from the movie, well, he just see dead people. This one here, she can talk to them. She can interact with the dead people, like they were just talking a living thing. I know. And the thing is that the dead people, they answer her question just like if the dead people, they were alive. That's the fun part about this story. So the story starts, there's a mystery. The owner of the house, previous to his grandmother, a woman died, which happens to be the same woman that there is a portrait of her on the wall. Let me see if I can find the picture here. I guess you can see on the second panel. So, Deadman is on the house also. The thing is that he cannot get out. The house has something that keeps Deadman inside the house. He cannot leave the house for some reason, and he doesn't know why. There is some kind of weird energy on the house. So, excuse me. So her name is, she has a, let me see if I can remember her name. I know. You're probably thinking, God, that Roger, he's so bad with names. Well, yeah, I am. All my life. What's her name? Anyway, whatever. So the thing is that she sees dead people. She sees Deadman, but she acts like she hasn't seen him. But Deadman, he knows, some reason he noticed that she saw him, but he doubt that she did it. So, she acts normal. She saw Deadman and she just keep on doing her thing without a flinch. So they are in the room. They are talking about different how big the house is, and this typical mystery story. Different rooms, a lot of rooms, and each room has a kind of like a story or different than the one before. Typical story. And then we get to see Nathan, which is this guy here, which he's a writer, but it seems like that he's sick or something. We don't know why yet, or either that or he's tired for not sleeping. She see like a shadow floating around, but she acts like nothing happened because she's kind of like, how can I explain it? She taught herself to calm down, and she always says, stay calm, it's only a ghost. So that's her way. Every time that she sees something, she calms down, it's only a ghost. Nothing bad is gonna happen. Unless she goes to the movies. So we see Deadman chasing that shadow. Nathan that he's getting sick, so he goes to his room and she starts running, and then we see Deadman punching on the mid-air, kind of like there's a energy shield or something, as you can see on this page over here. Now, do you see? Now I have to say that the art is really good. I like the art. So she's talking to her boyfriend, and then her boyfriend says, "Well, look, I'm going to bed." And once that he leaves the room, we see Deadman fighting with the shadow over here, and she's seeing all the action. So on the next page is part 2. So we go back to the fighting. So there is noise. A door closed when she says to her boyfriend, "Good night." That's the moment when she turns around and she says, "You." And that really scared Deadman, because it seems like Deadman never went through that experience, that a person can look straight at his eyes and tell him, "You." So, because he tried to possess her. Actually, he possessed the girl so that way he can go to different rooms and try to go outside, leave the house. But even though that he was inside of her body, he cannot leave the house. Not only that, that while he was inside or of her body, or while he was possessing her, she feels that Deadman was inside of her, and she says, "Get out." And also Deadman, well, he got started for the first time, and he kind of like jumped out of the body. He eventually apologized to her. They said, "Look, I didn't mean no harm. I just trying to figure out why can I leave the house. So by using you, I tried to go to different room that I cannot go, or try to leave the house," which it did not work. So they are talking about the mystery woman, the one on the portrait, the one that we saw on the first page. So they go to the attic. So they kind of like team up to resolve this mystery. Who's the lady on the picture? In how she dies and why she died. Did she was murdered or not? Was accident or was not? So it's kind of like that type of story, which is unconventional for comic books. In this case, DC Comics. When at least in my case, I'm used to superhero story, knocking up buildings, spaceships, aliens, total chaos, total destruction. So they team up, try to resolve the mystery. It's kind of like a Scooby-Doo mystery, but without the Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. So they go to the attic and they notice a chest. So they open it up and they see a lot of belongings to the woman on the picture. So her take different items, try to communicate with her, and she start to call her Adelia. Adelia, you here? Adelia, show up, or whatever. Till finally the ghost of Adelia shows up. Now Adelia is the name of the woman that is on the portrait, that they're trying to figure out the mystery of her death, which is an interesting story. I like it though. So she asked her, "So what happened to you? Do you remember? Do you remember where you are?" And she said, "I cannot remember. I don't remember. I don't remember." So we see that Deadman and Adelia, they are trying kind of like to connect. They try to touch hand, but they can't. So, which eventually they do. So maybe there is a romance between Deadman and the dead woman with Adelia. Who knows? Hey, comic books, anything can happen. And then suddenly darkness shows up, and kind of like a big wind went into the room, and that was the end. And the girl, she's afraid, she's scared. And that's the end of part 1 of Deadman, Dark Mansion of Forbidden Love. And that's part 1. It was really good. It's not, so I mean, don't misunderstood me when I say it's a romantic story. It has some romance, but not in the sense romance. I think the only thing that romance that the story might have, what I saw in the first issue, the first 2 parts actually, is the between Deadman and Adelia, and the girl and her boyfriend. Maybe, but the forbidden love is going to be, I believe, between Deadman and Adelia, the ghost lady. So it was a good story. I could not I could not. I mean, once I start reading, it just got my attention. I could not let it go. I need to read it, and it was really good. And I would give it 4 out of 5. Yep. So if you're not reading it, give it a chance. I mean at least issue number 1 or book number 1, and because it's really good, I like it. It's really good. I hope that. So I'm gonna see how book number 2 is gonna be. Well, guys, this is it. I hope that you like this video. Till later. Bye.